In the recent past, cases of truancy have been rampant, with either students or pupils reported to have absconded school. The problem sometimes gets worse to the point of minors being impregnated, causing them to miss out on education. Philip Nganda, our Innovator of the Week, saw the sad trend in his rural home in Kitui County and thought there had to be a better way. Trained as a secondary school teacher, he ventured into the challenging space of technology and innovation. The 32-year-old father of one is the founder of Ruphids Auto Tech Solutions.
So one day while I was watching the news, I heard that girls and other girls from our county were sitting for exams while pregnant. So I said that I should solve such a problem and maybe solve other truancy cases which were happening at that place. So I decided to maybe come up with this type of gadget.
His home in Imara Daima doubles up also as his office, complete with a manufacturing plant and equally his warehouse. He uses raw materials from electronic wastes, collecting old fuses, used wires, worn-out motherboards and puts them together to make this product, an offline biometric system. And so how exactly does it work?
What it does, it sends an SMS once the student arrives or leaves the school premises. They just have to clock in or clock out. They will place their finger here. It will say, "Hi Philip, bye-bye," or "welcome," depending on the time. And then it will send an SMS within 5 seconds to the parent. The SMS has already arrived here. Philip has been released from school at 12:18. The exact time. Then the parent will know that the student has been released from the school. It can also be used by the teachers, the principals and the teachers to know when the staff or the other teachers arrive in the school premises through the SMS peer as well. In case the school wants to send general SMSs to the parent, they will just send an SMS. For example, send SMS, then send it to the machine, and then you start typing the SMS.
And even with this, challenges abound.
I'm looking forward to getting maybe a means of transport so that I can maybe continue selling the gadgets to schools, because sometimes I have to walk for about 20 kilometers or 30 kilometers to and fro, maybe trying to market the gadget, but I'm looking forward to getting maybe a means of transport.
Kenya's digital and telecoms infrastructure is yet to get to the optimum, and so one would wonder how exactly will a school deep in the rural area get access to such services. He intimated that the biometric system doesn't need internet connection.
The machine is rechargeable, as you have said. It can be used in every part of Kenya. And while I was making the machine, I was looking forward to reaching every schools, even those small schools everywhere in Kenya, so that they can maybe afford it and use it to solve the problem which is still arising. So the other point is that the machine, I also made sure that anybody could control the machine within the institution as long as they are allowed by the machine. So you don't have to have a software or a server in order for you to use the machine. And it is also very durable. Everything is controlled using SMS. Hata ukitaka enroll new users, you just use an SMS. It will enroll them, it will call them by their names.
So how acceptable are Kenyan biometric systems in the Kenyan market?
Initially, it was hard for me to sell the gadgets because most of the people could not believe that we can get something maybe made locally that could last. But now the reception is very good, because out of the 5 schools I've visited recently, 4 of them have already accepted to install the gadget and they are using it.
It is his hope that one day he will get to scale up the business to greater heights and even expand the clientele to offices for monitoring staff attendance to work.
I can make about 4 gadgets in a day. Yeah.
4 of these?
Yeah.
So how long does it take you to make one?
It will take about 3 hours, but I like making maybe once it took 2 hours to make 2 gadgets. I added some more features like the cloud backup, whereby you can access the data anywhere in the world, or even other institutions can get the data, can get to see the data Even the principals can see the data for the whole school.
For the Innovator this week on KTN News, I'm Brian George Otieno.
Such an uplifting report there. Thank you so much, Brian George, for that report. Well, a year after the COVID-19 pandemic hit the country and set back the labor industry, different efforts have been made to try and recover the lost work and money. Speaking at the Employee of the Year Awards, Labour CS Simon Chelugui said that the government has put in place measures to cushion and help the labor industry get back on its feet, and give an update on the state of the labor industry post-COVID.
There is some kind of recovery happening now with the opening up of our lockdown area counties and opening up of our borders, airspace, and with the current vaccination going on, and the Kenyans are now accepting that COVID is here with us, and we have to find a way of managing and overcoming it. The economy is coming back, and I believe over time, I've seen from announcements by many enterprises, and they are opening up, they are making profit, some of them, and that is how we can say our economy is on its way to recovery.
Well, as the